Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Not So Pro Football Talk. Once again, I do want to say thank you to everyone out there. We just hit 200 subscribers on YouTube. Huge. I'm not too sure if you guys saw what we released on TikTok, saw what we released on Twitter, on YouTube. We're releasing it everywhere. Okay, but we are saying thank you. We hit 200. We are doing a giveaway. We are doing this a Darius Leonard autographed mini helmet right here, also known as Shaquille
Ooh.
Leonard. Yes, he does prefer to go by the name Shaquille, but everyone does know him by Darius Leonard for the first 3 years that he's been in the league. But yeah, we're giving that away to one of our lucky subscribers, and hopefully you guys could win. We do have two videos up. It's a YouTube short and a TikTok. Go to one of those. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on TikTok, and then on those comments, just put done, and then you guys are automatically entered into the giveaway. A lot of fun. We just want to give back to you guys. So once again, thank you. Let's get into this video. We're talking week 6. I'm not doing so hot. Reed's not doing so hot. Vince is, he's doing all right. He's doing all right. He did it right back, and you know what? It's paying off for him. And so I think next week it's Reed's turn because last week the Niners were the only team that won. This week it's the Seattle Seahawks, the only team that's won. I think Reed's due for a win now. Um,
Hopefully, man. Hopefully.
yeah, it is just wow. But what can we say? What can we do? We're here. We're still going at it. I know we're having a little technical difficulties right now with Facebook for some reason. Facebook doesn't want us to go live, but I mean, we're still here on YouTube. So
Freaking
if you,
Mark Zuckerberg.
what's his name? Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, that's his name, right?
Mark, bro, yeah, Zuckerberg.
Yeah. He's holding his back.
He doesn't want us to succeed for whatever reason. He does not like us, so it's just more work on our end. But yeah, if you guys are joining us here in the comments, I see we got a couple of live viewers here. If you guys have any questions about any games that happened so far in week 6, or if you have any fantasy football questions, just feel free to drop them all in. We answer every single question out here. But I want to start off with the Niners already. Okay, I want to start off with the Niners, get it over with. I don't want to talk about it. I will go more in depth about the Niners on Friday when I do NSP Niner Talk. But the Niners they got demolished. It was a pretty game. They got killed out there. You could definitely tell that we were struggling defensively. And yes, I know I gloat all the time. Oh, Niners have the best defense in the league because they do when we are fully healthy. And that just wasn't the case. We literally had a skeleton of a team. Defensively, we had our only starters out there were Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, and Hufunga, which is 3 out of the whole defense. Okay, so that's not okay. We're missing key players: Eric Armstead, Nick Bosa, Charvarius Ward, Kinlaw. So huge injuries, and you know what? They did the old Kyle Shanahan system. They ran the ball over and over again down our throats, even getting Marcus Mariota involved. He had 6 rush attempts, even one for a touchdown. And it was very surprising. Jimmy G didn't look that bad in offense. He looked good. He did throw 2 picks. One was a desperate Hail Mary ball right before the half, so that's understandable. But offensively, we beat ourselves. A lot of drop balls. I think we had 3 drop balls for over 45 yards. And then we also had a fumble, which resulted into a Falcons touchdown. They recovered it and ran it all the way back for a touchdown. So that's just stuff that cannot happen. I put a lot of confidence in that game when I was placing some bets here, and it didn't pan out for me. So I'm not going to be winning this week. My 2-week hot streak for my pick'ems is not looking that great. I'm not talking about our pick'ems. I'm talking about different pick'ems that I do outside of this show. But yeah, very tough to watch. What was the biggest game that you guys could take away from week 6 so far? And I don't want to talk about the Packers just yet, Reed.
I don't know. I know. I love the Bills and Chiefs game. I know that's everybody's like top game of the week, but it was exciting to watch. It was back and forth a lot, but ultimately Bills come up on top, and I think this might be a potential passing of the torch. Maybe. I mean, we're going to be watching this rivalry for a while, but Chiefs have been the top dog in the AFC for a while, with Bengals just being able to upset them last year. I think that this could potentially be a passing of the torch, maybe to Josh Allen to maybe go to the Super Bowl this year. But at the end of the day, I think watching this game, I think most of us could probably agree that these are probably the 2 best teams, not only in the AFC, but in the NFL. They're just that good. They're that complete on both sides of the ball, everywhere. They just look very, very good. Only other team that I think they could compete with the Bills and Chiefs right now are probably the Eagles, who just had that great win against the Cowboys, which is also a good game.
Yeah, man. Before I start talking about the game that I want to talk about, I just want to say I think the Falcons have the NFC West number because they beat the Seahawks. Now they beat the Niners. Now they just needed to beat the Cardinals, who didn't look very good this past week, and they need to beat the Rams, who kind of had a bounce back week. But I don't want to talk about any of those games. I want to talk about the Bengals and the Saints. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase finally clicked. So that was exciting to see. I know AJ had Joe Burrow in on one of his fantasies, so he could possibly win in that one, or I think he demolished in that one, if I'm being honest. But so that's a good one for fantasy owners. I think Joe Burrow finally getting more than 2 touchdowns and throwing 0 picks was good for them. Hopefully they get on track because I think we're kind of sad of not seeing the Bengals win like they did last year.
Nice. Yeah, no, you guys made some good points. And yeah, Falcons, they're really not a bad team. And as I said in the minor talk, uh, they haven't lost, right? They haven't lost by more than 7 points. It's always been a close game. So they compete. They got that dog in them. And that's what I like. And that's what I was a little afraid to go into. But that was easily a game that a team could have taken advantage of. And they definitely did so against the San Francisco 49ers. But yeah, I love the Bills. I've been writing them. We're riding with them all season long. And then against the Kansas City Chiefs, they definitely showed out. They played great defensively, offensively. They were just firing off on all cylinders. It is hard to hate on the Bills right now unless you are a Chiefs fan or if you're in that division, Patriots, whatever team you root for. But also in that division, I can't get into that yet. Also in that, I can't get into that just yet. You almost got me there, Reed.
All right.
But I was actually pretty surprised with the Seattle Seahawks games and the Cardinals. I thought the Cardinals were going to put up more of a fight offensively, especially with that weak defense that Seattle has, because it's still weak. I mean, just to be completely honest, but they just outplayed and outperformed. When it comes down to it, they got outcoached. They got outcoached tremendously. Can you explain a little bit more about that game, Vince, and your thought process?
Yeah, man. So the big thing that helped us out a lot was our defensive line. We had the most sacks that we've had in the past 3 years in one single game. So we had 6 sacks, we had a forced fumble, and we had an interception by my rookie man, Tariq Woolen. So he has 4 interceptions on the year. And Kobe Bryant, not referring to the basketball player, rest in peace, but the football player who plays for the Seahawks, he has 4 forced fumbles now. So that's insane. He's the one that made Kyler Murray fumble. He's number 8, just like Kobe was when he was younger. But overall, the defense did well. I will say that we gave up too many yards on the ground for sure. Kyler was running all over the place. So he helped fantasy owners with that. But, I mean, we didn't play bad in the corner position. We didn't play bad in the safety position. Quandre Diggs had some good tackles, some good saves there, batted balls. So the defense is coming along, but we're not anywhere near being middle of the pack. We're not even close to being out of top 25. So in my opinion, if the defense can play just like that and get more turnovers than we have on offense, we should be able to win games. We're 3-3 right now, so that's above of what everybody predicted for us. Reed said earlier, 2-win team. Now we're a 3-win team in only 6 games, so we're tied for first, even though the Niners outbeat us right now because of the amount of divisional games. But I just think the Seahawks are playing good right now. The offense needs to step up a little bit, in my opinion, because Geno Smith had a bad game.
Yeah, he did, but you know what? It doesn't define him or the team. I really want to talk more about the Arizona Cardinals. They did suffer a huge loss with Hollywood Brown going down, and it looks like he's going to be back maybe in 6 weeks. He's going to get a second opinion from another doctor. But I don't want to say it's okay, but they do have reinforcements coming in. They do have DeAndre Hopkins coming in. So for some odd reason, they went ahead and traded for Robbie Anderson. And I don't know if you guys watched that game, but Robbie Anderson, he got kicked out of the game by his own team. And if you guys did not see it, I'll go ahead and put a clip up here so you guys can go ahead and follow up while we continue talking about this. But this is Robbie Anderson. He's going out there. He doesn't agree with his wide receivers coach. He doesn't agree with the offensive coordinator. Clearly sees him walking away, giving him ugly looks, and to the point where coaches are sending him off to the locker room. Like, you see, that's just bad attitude. And I don't know if y'all recall, but we talked about this right before the season started, was he started bad-mouthing about Baker Mayfield joining the team. So already it's just bad sportsmanship. Now, why would you want to have this on the team? Because you already have a horrible connection in your locker room. And I'm talking about Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury. We've heard it over and over again from preseason to now that those guys are just not clicking. It's just not there for the Arizona Cardinals. So why bring Robbie Anderson in? I still don't know why. It's not like you're hurting with wide receiver weapons, right? You have Hollywood Brown, you have D-Hop, you have Greg Dortch, you have Rondell Moore. You have weapons there. You have talent, right? You got, if anything, you're suffering with injuries running back wise, but you have a guy named Eno Benjamin that could do it for you. So why bring in this guy, Robbie Anderson? It doesn't make any sense to me. Can you guys make anything out of it?
So first off, I want to say this is a great move from the Panthers. For what I've heard, as soon as Matt Rule was fired, they immediately started shopping Robbie Anderson. And then after this week, they either had to cut him, release him, because you can't keep that on your team. Absolutely not. After doing that on live television, you cannot have him on your team anymore. Or you could trade him. And they were able to get a 6th round this year, I believe, and then or the 2024 and then 2025 a 7th round, something like that. I don't remember exactly where it landed, but I was a 6th and a 7th in 2 separate years. This is a great move from them. 6th and 7th, not that much, but when you could have gotten nothing and somebody else also picks up his contract, even though it's a small one, this is a great move from the Panthers. And I kind of wonder, with it happening exactly after Matt Rule getting fired, I wonder maybe if Matt Rule is the only person that liked him on that coaching staff, and as soon as he was gone, everybody else was like, yeah, let's get this guy out of here. We don't like him. I really do wonder about that. I'd like to learn more about that. But as far as Cardinals, this isn't something you want to bring in. Yeah, you need more talent. And it's always good to get talent in the wide receiver room. As AJ says about your fantasy team, there's nothing wrong with improving your team. But when you're not improving things locker room wise, that's not always helpful. Now, there's always a chance that somebody like him, with a fresh start, could, with a new team, could fix all these problems, and there's not going to be any more problems moving forward. But that type of attitude usually carries over, in my opinion. Hopefully, for the Cardinals' sake, it doesn't carry over like that, and we don't see this happen again. We don't want to see another Antonio Brown incident. That was really bad. That's hopefully Robert Anderson does not do that. But I am happy for Kyler Murray. Maybe he gets a new college teammates from this.
It is very similar to an Antonio Brown incident. And yeah, Kyler Murray will definitely find a new Call of Duty teammate. Robbie Anderson's very toxic. That's just the main trait that you need to play Call of Duty, which we will be getting over here. I think all three of us will be getting. I'm not too sure if Vince has, but I know for sure Reed and I are. We're going to be some toxic. So if you guys want to join the lobby, you guys don't want none of this, especially on Search to Destroy. Let's link up. But yeah, going back to Robbie Anderson, you don't want that in your locker room. And from what I heard, or from what I read up on, is that they're actually trying to shop Robbie Anderson this whole season, but they just couldn't find a good suitor for them. And I think this was the last straw, that they'll just sell him for a bag of chips at this point. But he is up there in age. Does he have much to offer? He's acted like Antonio Brown. He is nothing like Antonio Brown. I'm not saying he's not talented, because he is, but he hasn't produced anything similar to him. But don't like that whatsoever. It's a messy organization. So let's go ahead and move from one messy organization to another messy organization. Let's talk about Washington, right? So we had, of course, Dan Snyder comes out and he's like, hey, they got nothing on me. I got dirt on Goodell. I got dirt on Jerry Jones. I got dirt on all these people. I'm untouchable here. That's not what we're talking about today, but that did happen. Then you have Ron Rivera come out and they're like, hey, what's going on with your team? First thing it says out of his mouth, not even a second passes by, quarterback. That's what happened. The following week, after they win, finally they break a 4-loss streak, and big thanks to Carson Wentz, he comes out and he's yelling, "It is unfair. You guys cannot do this. You guys cannot put this much stress on a young man, Carson Wentz. This is on you guys." No, it was on you, sir. It was on you. You stirred up the pot. You fell for it as a head coach. We can't relate because we're not head coaches out there. I'm sure it's very tough and very difficult. But with the experience that you have, especially having Cam Newton before, with the experience you have, you should know, hey, dude, don't say anything that could definitely turn back around. But now Carson Wentz is going to be out. He's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks due to an injury. This is huge. This is huge for Washington. And I also want to bring this up right before we move on. I also want to bring this up about Ron Rivera, how he says, it was me. I'm the one that looked at the tape. I'm the one that did this. Wrote my notes on Carson Wentz. That's all BS because it already came out and said that they were closing in on a trade for Jimmy Garoppolo until he had that shoulder surgery, which they had to resort to Carson Wentz, who they did not want originally. So all that was BS. Just more and more BS. I don't like the organization, don't like it whatsoever. I like the fans. All right, Mr. Benitez is the guy who used to watch us all the time. Love that guy. Sorry that's your team, but going forward, this is huge for Washington. Huge. They didn't have much going for them, but Carson Wentz, he hasn't been playing that bad. He really hasn't, and that's a tough division. Are they going to tank for the rest of the season?
I don't think they'll tank. The one thing that there is a bright spot from this is that Taylor Heineke gets to come back and play. So he's their backup quarterback right now. We liked him last year when he did play. He didn't have the best of games sometimes, but he did have some games where he was a bright spot on that team. So with all the injuries they have on defense, with all the injuries that are stacking up on offense here and there, and of course, as AJ just said, the organization is horrible. They don't have any vision for the future. Nothing is going right there. So right now, the only bright spot that they have is that Taylor Heineke gets to come back and play and hopefully make a difference. So I know that Ron Rivera said that he was the guy who got Carson Wentz, but now they get to see how the team functions without Carson Wentz. Because, there's so much skepticism saying that Carson Wentz is the problem when he goes to a team. He messes up the games. He's not a very good quarterback. He's very indecisive, and he throws a lot of interceptions. But like AJ said, he's been playing pretty well this season so far. He's had a couple games where he has multiple touchdowns, no interceptions, and he's led them to, I believe it's only one win so far, if I'm not mistaken. Is it two? Did they win this past week?
They won this past week, yeah.
Yeah. So now they're 2-4. It's not exciting, but again, we didn't think that they were going to come on top in this division. Right now, we always thought it was going to be Dallas and the Eagles, but now that Dak is out, the Eagles pretty much have the lock spot because they beat them this past week. But in my opinion, I'm just not a fan of this team so far. It's not going to go well. Taylor Heineke is going to play good, but that's about it. Hopefully the running backs play well as well, but I don't see the defense stopping anybody. I don't see them winning more than 6 or 7 games this year. It's just going to go downhill. So they're not tanking, but they're not going to be winning.
Yeah, I get you. And I really hope they don't start Heineke. I really hope they start this young guy named Sam Howell that they got in the draft. He was actually one of my top QBs coming out of the draft. He's coming from North Carolina. He played pretty good. He played amazing, and I think they could run a very good offense around Sam Howell. So why not? Why not throw him out there to the Wolves and see what he can do? Have some limited snaps between him, Heineke. What you can get from Heineke. You already decided that he's not the future whenever you drafted Sam Howell and whenever you traded for Carson Wentz. You decided then that Heineke has no future over there in Washington. So why not give some reps to Sam Howell? Why not see what he can do and show out why you guys drafted him? Again, I could also go the other way and say how Dan Snyder's not going to be there next year because all the dirt that they have on him, and how Ron Rivera is not going to be there next year because how poorly he handled the head coaching position so far this season, and they're just not having any success with him as a head coach. I could easily go that route. So he could actually take a step back if they do start Sam Howell. But I say, why not? Just give him some reps, give him some experience out there in the NFL, have him throw a pass, have him throw an interception, have him get hit. That is very important coming into the following season. Believe it or not, I mean, it's just getting that jitters out, in my opinion. And I think it will be great. I think he'll look good in that uniform, unlike Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz looked ugly in that uniform. I mean, just horrible, just nasty. But that's besides the point. Now, Reed,
Oh no.
I want to get into this topic right here.
Okay.
Now, Vince and I talked about this in the preseason whenever we
Okay.
teased about Davante Adams leaving, whenever we teased about Aaron Rodgers leaving. Now, is this still okay that we still have the head coach for the Green Bay Packers, LaFleur, still up there as a top head coach whenever they're not finding success with a top tier, if not the best quarterback in the league right now?
Okay, lot to dissect there. Okay, first of all, I will be fully dissecting this game on Packer Talk on Wednesday because I could go 2 hours about what how the Packers are currently doing. First of all, the first thing you said, Davante Adams leaving. This is not the product of Davante Adams leaving. This is the product of our current players not playing up to their standards. A lot of the position groups for that basically stayed exactly the same from last year are not playing up to where they were playing last year. Offensive line, horrible. We need a complete restructure up there. We need to bench Newman. We need to move Jenkins over. We need to bring Zach Tomlin or Jenkins or Josh Nijman over the right tackle. There's so much we need to do there. It's literally just disgusting what's happening on our offensive line. This is not Davante Adams leaving. Yes, has it affected us a little bit? Of course. I would be lying if we didn't say that. But us being 3-3 is not Davante Adams leaving. Now, as far as Matt LaFleur, it's not time to jump ship on Matt LaFleur after 3 seasons of winning 13 games in a row. And then now he's lost the first time ever he's lost back-to-back games. This is not time to jump ship. Yes, honestly, if I'm being completely honest, the coaching has not looked good these past few games. It has not looked anywhere close to where it should be right now. We are getting outcoached by DeBall last week, and we got outcoached by top of my head by Saleh this week. It's just not it's not looking good as far as Matt LaFleur right now. But it's week 6. I believe he can turn the ship around. The biggest thing of the Packers right now is all our players just look dead out there. It looks like nobody cares. AJ always says this. Biggest thing, if the players have the heart, they have the desire to win, then you can win any game. We do not have any desire out there on the field to win. The only people that look like they're actually fighting to win is Jair Alexander, Adrian Amos, and then at times Alan Lazard. Those are the only people out there fighting every single down, actually caring about the game right now. That's the biggest thing as far as why I think the Packers are doing horrible right now. It's one, Aaron Rodgers is not playing up to the standard Aaron Rodgers should play up to, and 2, nobody cares out there. Nobody cares.
Cool, man. I just have something that it wasn't out of my mouth, but I saw this on, I believe it's on NFL Network, or it could be on ESPN, but Colin Cowherd said this. So from the Herd, he said, and I know he's not the biggest fan of Aaron Rodgers whatsoever, but I just want to bring this scenario across you, Reed. So what he said was he's had the past maybe 5 to 10 years, or I'll say the last 3 years when they had the 13-win seasons. His explanation was that the Packers were not a true 13-win team because they had to face the Lions 2 times a year and they had to face the Bears 2 times a year, which you guys swept them all 3 years. So that was 4 easy wins. So at most, he said, his words were 9, but I would say you guys were an 11-win team just because when the Bears and the Lions come to Lambeau, it's never a tight game. And then
the Lions beat us one of those games.
Oh, they did?
everybody has easy games on their schedule.
Yeah. That's why I said I didn't agree with it, but I'm saying this is what came out of his mouth, and the scenario kind of like, you know?
The
He
first
basically called you guys the Cowboys. You know,
the first year that we went 13-3, we should not have been 13-3. When we went 13-3, we went to the NFC Championship and we lost to the Niners. We should not have been even anywhere close there. We were a terrible team. I don't know how we got there. The second year, we were a great team, in my opinion. And then this past year, we were dealing with injuries, and we were able to come over adversity through those injuries and play. We still won 13 games. I thought we played amazing. But right now, the Packers, they don't know how to overcome adversity right now. They have a bad play. We go down in a game, and there's just all the life just gets completely sucked out of them. They don't know how to overcome adversity right
now. And do you think that's because they're so young at some areas, or do you think it's because of some departures that could play a factor into that?
I don't know exactly where it lands. I always looked at the leadership, in my opinion, where certain leaders need to come up and be leaders, as simple as it gets. Aaron Rodgers needs to be more of a leader. Matt LaFleur needs to be more of a leader. Bring life into this team. We need somebody out there to make a play to re-energize everybody. There's nothing coming out of anybody right now. When it was early in the first quarter, Matt LaFleur pulled the whole offense to the side, and I know he had some speech with them. I don't know exactly what was said, but it changed nothing. I don't know what was said in there, but nothing came of it right now. So as going back to what you said about Matt LaFleur, I can't defend him a lot right now. If I'm being completely honest, he has not looked like what I have claimed him to be. Do I believe the ship can turn? Yes, it's still early in the season. We have the past 3 seasons we can look back on good coaching, but right now is we're just getting out coached on every single cylinder. This was supposed to be the easy part of our schedule right now. We were supposed to when we looked at Giants and Jets, those should have been 2 easy games. Now, this all might be because the Giants and Jets are for real, maybe. Giants are 5-1, Jets are 4-2. They might be the for real deal, actually. And we just got outplayed by a better team, actually, just because they are that good. And Packers maybe not be that bad. I don't think that's the actual scenario, that the Packers aren't that bad. I think we are right now one of the worst teams in the NFL, probably. I don't think the way we played this past Sunday, I don't think that we can beat a lot of teams.
Yeah, offensively, it looks like you guys are struggling. It has not looked pretty whatsoever. And usually that's the prettiest part about Green Bay, because there's not a lot of pretty parts in Green Bay when it comes to the weather, the defense, the Matt LaFleur. I mean, I could go on and on. I mean, I got a whole book. Go find me at ajsbook.com. But Matt LaFleur, like we've been talking about, is he that coach to lead that team? And we said that he has a crutch with him, which is Aaron Rodgers. And it looks like even Aaron Rodgers is turning some faces over there. I mean, I don't want to say it because I don't know this, right? But from what I see and what kind of what you hear, like on the field, I feel like there's no real connection between him and his receivers.
I'm not his receivers.
Yeah, I'm not even just talking about like out there in the field. I'm talking about like off the field too, because I feel like whenever you do have a successful team, you got to have that connection with those players. And I know he has a connection with Robert Tonyan, and I know he has a connection with Randall Cobb, maybe even Adam Lazard as well. But you got to help and develop and build a connection with everyone out there. I mean, you've seen those clips that pop up on Twitter, like, "Hey, get over here and do this. Hey, what the are you doing?" You know, and I get it, you're into the game, but like some of those are young players. You know, some of those are young players. They don't know, and they're still learning and adapting. And I feel like Aaron Rodgers is, you know, he's kind of lost in the sauce a little bit. I haven't said that in a while, but he's not the same. Yeah, I'll be totally wrong about this. Like I said, I don't know all the facts here, but he does not look like the same dedicated guy that he was to football a year or 2 years ago.
A lot I can say there. Yeah, he's a little focused on going on every single podcast in the world right now. But as far as his connection with his receivers, I don't completely agree with that. I would say. I think he has tried to build. He already has, yeah, as he said, with connection with Randall Cobb, Alan Lazard, Robert Tonyan. He has these connections with them already. But he has tried to build a connection with Romeo Dobbs, Christian Watson, and he has spoke very, very highly of them to the press and been honest about where they are. They, I know when Aaron Rodgers is talking badly about somebody. He's done it with Amari Rodgers. I don't know if you guys know who Amari Rodgers is. He was our 3rd-round pick from last year. He's basically not even. He caught a ball last week. I was like, all of Packer Twitter was like, "What the heck? What is going on?" Amari Rodgers in the offense. But like the comments you see from Aaron Rodgers when he doesn't like a receiver is like Amari Rodgers. That he was asked a question in the locker room a few weeks ago. Hey, are we looking to see our Amari? I forget exactly the question, but are we going to see Amari Rodgers more in the offense anytime soon? And he's like, well, he's our kick returner now. That's the type of language he uses for wide receivers he doesn't like. I don't. Maybe, but I mean, it's their first year together. It's with these rookies. It's week 6, going into week 7. I don't think they're best buddies for life yet. I don't know anybody who can be best buddies with life with somebody you just met, especially when you're 38 and this guy's like 21 years old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
there is a age difference there, and it's understandable. You see stuff like that with Tom Brady. He doesn't connect with his team as much. I don't remember, but you may have saw it with Peyton Manning during his career. These older quarterbacks, you just like you can be involved with the locker room, but there's only so much that you can connect with these younger guys once you get to that older ages.
Correct. Do you think you could get frustrated enough just to be like, okay, this is my last year here in Green Bay. Either I'm retiring or I'm going to a team that has a championship effort?
He doesn't retire. He does not. He's been very adamant about finishing his career in Green Bay.
So has Tom Brady.
He's been he's recommitted to it. He's not leaving, in my opinion, at all. And that's me being 100% honest. There's no way he leaves.
I know you're being honest, but I mean, we've heard these from different people as well. I mean, we heard it from like I said, Tom Brady when he was with the Patriots. We even heard it with Russell Wilson with Seattle Seahawks. We heard it from a lot of great quarterbacks out there. And
if Rodgers has been very honest these past 2 years about his status with the Packers, if he was thinking about, if there's maybe 12 weeks from now we're different, obviously, but if he did want to leave right now, he would say that.
Okay.
He's 100% honest. I do not think he's leaving anytime soon.
All right, let's see. I'm excited to see. I'm more than sure we're going to see some more drama this offseason concerning Packers. It doesn't have to be Aaron Rodgers, but I think something in the Packers organization has to happen this offseason if they continue on this downslope this season. But one last thing I want to talk about before we head out. Let's talk about tonight's game. Tonight we have a not too exciting game, but it's football, right? So we can't complain too much. We have the Los Angeles Chargers going up against the Denver Broncos, which I think is going to be a blowout. I think the Chargers are going to win this game. I think it's going to be huge. I think Broncos are going to be exposed. They got no defense. Their defense is actually decent, but as far as the Broncos, Russell Wilson's cooking spaghetti, hot dog spaghetti, is just not working out there for him. You guys have any comments about tonight's game?
I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I definitely Patriots are.
You need to stop.
Best team in the league.
He needs to stop.
Bailey Zappi?
They didn't look bad, but to say they're the best team in the league is a little far.
Mac Jones needs to lose his job. He needs to get out of there. I never liked Mac Jones. Didn't like him coming into this draft. I have a friend who's a big time Patriots fan, and he was all over Mac Jones, and now he's jumped ship on him. I don't like him whatsoever. I love the Patriots, how they're doing right now. I wish them the best. There's that kid, that wide receiver that they drafted this draft. He had a pretty good upside. I'm not just sure it's because KB was injured. I think I actually have it here in my notes. But yeah, I think Patriots have a good upside going towards them, but they got a tough division. Tyquan, yeah, there you go. Yeah, I thought I had it here. Yeah, Tyquan Thornton. Yeah, Taekwondo Thor. I have it right here in my fantasy notes, believe it or not. So if you're interested in some fantasy talk, we will be going live tomorrow at 6 o'clock, like we do every week for some fantasy football talk. I got 3 pages of notes so far. I will be working on my cheat sheet, which will be available either through our email or through our Discord. And if you want access to our Discord, it's right here on our banner on YouTube. So on the top right in the banner, we got different logos on there. Just click on the Discord logo and it will send you automatically to our Discord. But Burpee, we missed you last week, dude. We talked a lot of fantasy without you. He is going to be very nice, especially if he develops with Zappy and you guys get Mac Jones the hell out of there. Not that guy. But yeah, what's y'all's predictions for tonight's game?
Well, first off, I thought that was weird, AJ. I heard Mac Jones was better than Trey Lance. But moving on, I think Russ is not going to be as terrible of a quarterback as a cooker this week against the Chargers. I think he can put up a solid 10 points, the Broncos. But I think the Chargers are going to put up 20. So it's still a closer game, 10-point game, in my opinion.
Well, man, in my opinion, yeah, Chargers are basically easy bet. Basically, easy bet. But
that is a good bet right there. Yeah. Take that all day long. All day long.
In my opinion, I agree a little bit with Reed. The Chargers defense is not ranked very highly right now. They don't have a lot of studs besides their safety position, in my opinion. I'm not too sure if Joey Bosa has been such a big factor this year, but if he has
injuries,
yeah, I mean they're just not the same defense that they used to be about 2 years ago. But in my opinion, I think Russell Wilson will have a better game, but it won't be a stellar game. Just like Reed said, have him max getting 2 touchdowns if that's his ceiling, and one might be rushing, in my opinion, just because I'm not too sure if they rely so much on their running game. I hope they do for fantasy purposes and bet purposes, but I don't think that it's going to be a very interesting game. I think the Chargers do win pretty soundly, so I would take that bet if the Chargers are minus 4.5 points. So I think that's an easy bet in my opinion. But I think Chargers win 31-17.
Ooh, wow. You got the Chargers demolishing them.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice. Cool. Well, I think that about does it for today. Like I said, we are doing live fantasy football talk tomorrow at 6 o'clock. So if you want some more fantasy advice, go ahead and hit us up tomorrow. We'll be live for however long we need to be to answer whatever questions are thrown our way. So, I mean, we love doing this fantasy football. We hit pretty well last week. I think we hit on all cylinders except for one. We were wrong about Brandon Ayuk.
Ooh, yeah.
We were also wrong about Kyle Pitts.
We're also wrong about Kyle Pitts, yes. But it wasn't an entire loss because his other player was George Kittle, and George Kittle did very well alongside. Blurpy says 17. That's high for the Broncos. That is pretty high. That is. If you're going to ask me, I think it's going to be like 12-27. Yeah, 12, a lot of field goals, but it should be a lot of fun to watch. I mean, it's football, right? I'm going to have this on while I'm doing my fantasy notes. And like I said, if you do want access to my personal fantasy notes that I make every single week and update it just so it's the most accurate information to help you guys out on the waiver wire, even though I will admit that this week's waiver wire is pretty trash. I'm not a big fan of everyone out there. I do have a lot of handcuffs on here, but I do have a lot of low risk, high ceiling type of guys. I think I have one high floor, low ceiling guy, but whatever you can do to help out your team. And obviously, if you guys have been listening to us, I know for a fact that you guys are not 0-6. Okay, so if you guys are, let us know, because then we need to find a different profession. But I know I'm doing well. I know these guys are doing well in their leagues. And I know a lot of people who are listening to us are doing very well. So you guys have anything else before we get on out of here?
I'm all good. No.
Okay.
What about our giveaway?
We are doing a giveaway. I did announce it in the beginning of this video, but Blurpy, since you are here, and I see we got some other guys over here. I want to read it. Mayonnaise and Broncos the best player. Oh yeah, he is the best player. I'll keep that up for you. But we are giving away an autographed mini helmet of Darius Leonard here, also known as Shaquille Leonard. And how to enter, you got to find one of our videos. We do have a YouTube short, and we do have a TikTok that is out there, our TikTok page. Let me put the banner up here so you guys know our information. Our TikTok is down here and here on YouTube as well. You can find it on our shorts. Find that video. It's our latest video. It has been popping off for some odd reason, but all you have to do is make sure you subscribe to us here on YouTube, follow us there on TikTok, and then comment on the comment section saying done. That's all you got to do. And once you put done, you're in. You're automatically in. Right now, we don't have too many players, but you guys will have a whole week to get into this. We're giving this away just for y'all. So should be a lot of fun. So if you haven't answered yet, go find it. Go share it with a friend. I might even add something else. This is not getting a lot of traction. I might say if you tag a friend and also comment done, I'll enter your name twice. So
Whoa.
yeah. Whoa, dude, why not, right? Because it's no fun whenever you do a giveaway and there's only like 6 people. The last giveaway we did, we had over 20 people enter. So I want to make it fun. I want to make it exciting. I want to give a lot of people a chance to be able to get this this prize. I looked up the worth, and it's well worth over $80. So I mean, yeah, well worth over $80.
Why are we giving this away?
Because we hit over 200. We hit over 200 subscribers, and that is just to imagine if we hit over 300. What will we do then? What will we do? Let's make it happen, and then we'll see. Huh? How about that? We're just giving away stuff. Give it away now. That's what we do. Just because we love you guys and we appreciate every single. You guys need to stop. We appreciate every single thing that you guys do for us. So we want to give back to the community. Says, hell yeah, my friend is a Colts fan, so I'm gonna try to get this for him. Yeah, try to get it for him. It could be a great Christmas gift for not only Colts fan, but if someone else is an NFL fan. Like I know a guy who's a Patriots fan, and he just loves items with value. So this would be awesome in a man cave. This would be awesome on your desk. I mean, look, I had it right here, and even though I'm not a Colts fan, it looks pretty badass, huh? Yeah, not too bad. But yeah, go ahead and tag that friend too. If you don't want to be a surprise, tag that friend so he could have a chance on winning this awesome giveaway. Like I said, let's just do it, right? If you tag a friend and you press done, you will enter your name twice into the giveaway, so you have double the chance of winning this item. So yeah, we're doing that for you guys. Yeah, wow, I'm super generous. We are super generous.
Yep.
But yeah, like I said, catch us tomorrow for NSP Fantasy Football Talk at 6 o'clock. Be there sharp, 6 o'clock sharp. All right, we will be there. We will answer every single question like we always do. And we've been hitting around, I would say, averaging 85% of our talks.
Yep.
Yeah, like I said, we're wrong about like Brandon Ayuk and what is that, Kyle Pitts and stuff like that. But you know what? We don't give bad advice. We don't. We do our research, and I will be releasing my fantasy tips tomorrow morning. So if you guys want access to that, just go ahead and join our Discord. We will be live. So thank you all so very much. And until next time, keep on grinding.